believe you asked for specifics. How many of us would go out and oppose the Lewis and Clark $4.5 million to bring Missouri water to Madison and all these areas here? When it gets down to the nitty-gritty, then it's pretty tough to say no to federal grants that come to this state. So the theory is great that the federal government is broke, it shouldn't be spending money.
Question for the Sheriff's Department. Is there any way that the Sheriff's Department and City Department could work together to save money possibly?
You mean combining both the two departments together?
Not necessarily combine them, just basically work more closely together as the two.
We do. We do that now. I mean, we're working on a couple of drug investigations, for example, that are, you know, city and the sheriff's office is working together. I have an investigator, the city has an investigator, and they work pretty close together in the city and in the county. We have a good working relationship. Our Crime Star program that we have our computers hooked up to, their internet, they're connected with the PD. So they know what we're doing and we know what they're doing. So we're working together on it.
I agree in part with Sheriff Hartman's assessment of cooperation between the entities, but one thing that we've been trying to work on for years is cross-representation of the city officers who respond out into the county in emergency situations. When we respond out into the county, it's a question of whether or not we have liability coverage through the county or through the city when we go to situations. And that happens not frequently, but it happens often enough that I think it's important that those police officers be cross-deputized. There's also times where deputies are called out in the wee hours of the morning for very minor calls, such as car deer accidents and that like, that are relatively close to town, where a city officer, who we have somebody on 24/7, would be able to roll out there and take care of this accident and save the county some costs as far as overtime, and save that deputy the stress of having to be woke up in the middle of the night and have to go out for an incident that would take 30 minutes to remedy. As far as alluding to the Crime Star program, we were trying to get that program started when I was in the sheriff's office back in 2004. And it took about 3 years for that program to finally come online with the police department. So it kind of languished for quite a while until it was finally implemented. And the Sheriff Department alluded to it, it is very beneficial because we all know what each other are doing. The other issue I have is in my 6 years of the police department, we have never had a meeting, a joint meeting, outside of just training that's open to all agencies between us and the Sheriff's Department. And I think that's so critical that we have that interaction at both the street level and the administrative level. Again, we're all in this fight together. We need to be one team. Even though we may wear a brown uniform versus a blue uniform, we're all law enforcement officers, and the citizens at large can't tell the difference between those two uniforms. So, you know, that's one area I would be very cognizant of if I were to be elected. Thank you.
Again, Jason's a tough act to follow because you can tell we've talked about this in our department. Crime Star does work great. Our detective and chief deputy, they do work together well. Drug investigations, rapes, and everything. Things that cross over lines so often. I do believe that we should be cross-deputized because there are times where, you know, if there's a major accident, we can respond, get out there quicker instead of, you know, getting somebody out of the bed and getting them from the sheriff's office. It's something that should happen. We do have a good working relationship between officers, deputies, and it's productive for us. Should we have joint meetings? I believe we should. It's just something that's overdue and should have happened a long time ago. It's something that needs to happen in the future. I can't expound on it more. We work together right now. somewhat. Can it be better? Yes. Because cooperation, conversation, and just training together would do so much more for both departments, city, county. It just make it a better team.